Giving you story after story, everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp. Episode 78. Yeah. I know you seen the title. Last Moments with My Father. Okay. Let me get into it. Now, you wondering, moments with my father. Okay. Let me explain something. When you got a parent or anybody else that you love, you know what I'm saying? Cherish them every moment with them. You know what I'm saying? While you can. Because one day you're here, baby, and the next day you're gone, like UGK say. You know what I'm talking about? So cherish that moment or that time that you with them. Because all of us gotta leave here, man. But anyway, let me get into the story. So my last moments with my father, man. This one, my father was, you know what I'm saying, on his last little, leg, you know what I'm saying. My father died when he was like 76 years old. You know what I'm saying? This was back in 2017. And so my last moments with him, the last time I seen him on this side of eternity, he was in the hospital. Okay. I went to the hospital. He was up there, and you know what I'm saying? He was getting ready to get up out of here, man. And he was laying in the bed, you know what I'm saying? At the time, he had the thing in his throat. So he really couldn't talk. He couldn't do nothing but look at me, you know what I'm saying? And I was sitting there talking to him, man. And you know what I'm saying things and stuff. And talking to him, you know what I'm saying? I tell, man, I love you, man, and all this and that. I was talking about a lot of things, that was beside the point. But so all the time I was talking to him, he was sitting there like, he'll look at me, and then he'll turn his head, and it looked like he was looking at the clock on the wall. He'll look at me, listen to me for a little while, then he'll look. It's like he just kept looking at that clock. Now, me, I was wondering, was he looking at that clock and telling me, hey, I ain't got much more time here, man. So, I'm finna get on up out of here. Or was he looking at some, spirits in there, you know what I'm saying? They were waiting on him, finna, get on up out of here. Now, the funny part about it, when I was in the hospital talking to him, it was kind of dark in the room a little bit. It wasn't just totally dark, but he was in the room and he was sitting there, man. I talked to him for about an hour before I left. And you know what I'm saying? It was a dude at the desk. And I was talking to him and everything. And the dude, he just was looking. He kept looking up in there, man. Black dude, man. Black bald headed dude. He just kept looking there. He ain't say nothing. Then, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there thinking about all the times how, what could have been, should have been. I wasn't the best son in the world. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I was just disrespectful to my parents, because I always respect my parents, but at times I didn't do everything that was right. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture say, honor your father and your mother, that your days will be long upon this earth. And this is the first commandment of promise. In other words, Most High promise you he'll do something to you if you don't honor your mother and father. But I was thinking about all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, to this day, man, I think about, man, I should have been a better son. See, you got some people, they selfish because they childish and selfish. They say, well, my parents should have been better parents to me. They should have did this for me. They should have, spent this kind of money on me or did this or did that. But I wonder, do people ever think about, could I have been a better child to my parents? For real. You ever think about that? If you do, leave it in the comments. Do you ever think about, I wonder, could I have been a better child to my parents? Could I have honored them more with my lifestyle and my actions? I thought about all that. So, like I said, he's sitting there, he kept on looking at the clock because he couldn't talk because the thing was in his throat. You know what I'm saying? He kept turning, looking at the clock on the wall. And I'm reminded of what I had, I got aunties and stuff. They real old, man. Well, were real old. You know what I'm saying? People born and, I had aunts and aunts. I said aunts and aunts. I said I had aunts and uncles that was the same age as my grandmother. That's a long story. Don't want to get into it, but I'm just letting you know. So these people were real old. You know what I'm talking about? And one of my aunties, it took me back to when she was getting ready to die. And she kept on saying, they trying to get me. They trying to get me. You know what? I'm going to leave that alone, man. I might tell you about that in another story. But right now, sticking to, the conversation I'm talking about my dad. But anyway, so after this happened, I finally left. It's like he was trying to tell me, though, he was about to get up out of here. So I left, told him, Dad, I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to see you. And get to see him, man. Cause I think 2 days after that, you know what I'm saying? He was gone. Boom. And the funny part about it, I was at my spot where I was living. And I had a dream that I died. So, that sounds crazy to you. But every time somebody that I'm real close to that died, I have a dream that I died. Maybe they're just saying it's a part of me died. that left here, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I had that dream, I automatically assumed something about to happen, you know what I'm saying? So I called up my mother, my mother and father's house. They told me, he was up out there. Yep. Yeah. So that what happened last time I saw him, and get to see him no more after that. The only time I saw him, next time I saw him, he was laid out in the bed, stiff. You know what I'm saying? Moral of the story is when you love somebody, you got somebody close to you, it's two things. Honor your mother and father, you know what I'm saying, while they're alive. Get them their roses while they're alive. Show them the love while they're alive. But when they're gone, it's too late. You can go down to the cemetery and put flowers on the grave all you want. They don't see that because dead know nothing. You know what I'm talking about? But, and number two, you know what I'm saying? You only have a certain length of time on this earth, man. So make the best out of this time. Love your people. Don't waste no time. We ain't got a lot of time, man. You got to do what you got to do quickly because any day they going to be gone. You ain't going to see them no more until the resurrection. Yeah. Hopefully, them and you be on the good side of that. Hopefully, y'all both make the first resurrection. Unless you live through it to see yourself make it the first resurrection. Therefore, the second resurrection has no power on you. But there it is. Tales from the Sipp, episode 78. My last moments with my father. Be on the lookout for episode 79. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp. Hundo signing out. Yes, sir.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.